If you run an accounting practice and you've been turning away clients because your team is full, this is for you. Not because you don't want the work, because taking it means hiring. And hiring means committing to a salary before you know the revenue will cover it. So you say no. And you watch that client go somewhere else. That's the capacity trap. And most practices are stuck in it. Here's the problem in plain terms. Every new client needs someone to service them. That means more staff time, which means more cost, which means you can't grow your revenue without growing your overhead at the same pace. Most practices have tried to solve this with automation, and most of them have been disappointed. The tools ran, but the team still had to check the output. The capacity gain they were promised never arrived. It was eaten up by verification, exceptions, and the anxiety of not knowing whether the overnight batch ran clean. We built HiBot to fix that specific failure. Not just to automate the work, to guarantee the work is done. The second problem is one that a lot of growing practices don't talk about openly. Revenue is going up, profit isn't. Because every new client brings execution cost with it. Bank recs, document processing, VAT prep, payroll runs. The more clients you have, the more of that work there is. And it's not work that generates an advisory premium. It's just cost. So you hire another bookkeeper, which costs £45,000 a year before you've paid a penny in recruitment. And then you grow to fill that hire. And then you hire again. HiBot breaks that cycle. The execution work is automated. Your qualified staff handle more clients. The margin follows the revenue. The third problem is the one that keeps your senior accountants up at night. Things fall through. Not because your team isn't good, because at volume, manual processes depend on memory, presence, and consistency that humans can't guarantee. Someone is off sick, a deadline slips, a client's bank feed quietly disconnects, and nobody notices until the client calls. In accounting, 95% correct is 100% wrong. There is no partial credit when a VAT return is filed incorrectly or a payroll run is short. HiBot doesn't just run the work, it certifies the work. Every workflow either completes correctly and issues a certificate, or it escalates immediately for human review. Nothing is marked done until it actually is. Let me give you a real example. A practice in Manchester, 12 people, 62 clients, had been offered 4 new mandates in 6 weeks. Their team was already stretched. Taking the work meant hiring at over £40,000. They'd tried automation before and canceled it after 4 months because the team spent as much time checking the output as doing the work. They came to HiBot. We onboarded across all 62 clients in 3 weeks. Bank reconciliation, document processing, month-end close, automated. All 4 new mandates accepted. No hire. Their senior accountant told us, "I'm not hoping it's right anymore. I know it's right. Or I know exactly what needs my attention." That's the difference between automation that runs and automation that guarantees. The way HiBot works is different from every other tool in this space. We don't hand you a platform and tell you to configure it. We deliver an outcome. The foundation is something we call Task Builder. If your team can walk through a process, step by step, rule by rule, exception by exception, Task Builder encodes it as automation. Any repeatable workflow becomes certifiable. Not just the ones we've pre-built, any of them. Month-end close, VAT preparation, payroll processing, client onboarding, VAT threshold monitoring. Whatever your practice does by hand on a schedule, HiBot can run it and certify it. And we don't ask you to trust us blindly. Every action has an audit trail. Every workflow has a completion certificate. You can verify everything we do. HiBot is not a replacement for your qualified professionals. The accountant still owns the work, still signs it, still advises the client. HiBot guarantees the work they sign is complete and traceable. Your team stays in control. HiBot guarantees execution. If you're running a practice that's ready to grow without the hire, or if you're already growing and the margin isn't following, I'd like to show you exactly what this looks like for your practice specifically. There's a link below. Book a 30-minute call. No pitch, no pressure. We look at your practice, your workflows, and we tell you honestly what we can do for you. Trust the process. Verify the outcomes.